My lords, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to episode 22 of the Rimworld Ideology Let's Play series. I want to start this episode by going over a few things. Now you may notice there's been a few changes between episode 21 and this one. I carried on playing just a little bit, just to try and get a few little fiddly jobs done, or at least queued up around the base, just stuff that I've been meaning to do for a while, and I kept getting distracted by Randy Random in the previous episode, so I never got around to it. So yes, as you can see, one of the main things we've done is started smoothing out the walls in the base to improve the beauty rating. However, the biggest change is we have a new colonist. This is Scorpion Marulo. As we can see, a fairly substandard skill set. The artistic skill is nice, but that's not life or death. However, one plus point to this chap is he is a member of the Undivided Collective already, so that's always a bonus. And his biography, he does have great memory and the jogger trait too, which are pretty useful. So I did accept his admission into the colony, and here he is now. What else have we done? I've put down a steel floor in the hospital in an attempt to improve the cleanliness somewhat, and I've also put down a shelving unit in the hospital where some of the medication is stored for easy access for any colonists that require treatment. We've had a couple of animals join us. I did tame the large amoeba that was floating around here. As they tend to do, he has now split into two amoeba that we can see there, and we also have a jungleisk. This did self-tame. Luckily, Riser does have a high enough skill to be able to train the jungleisk, and as we can see, we've trained it to a level 3 guard, and it's also now almost ready to be trained to attack, and it is assigned to Riser as her master. It is a female jungleisk. So there we go, a few pets in our base, and I've moved them all outside. Obviously before, Arthur was sleeping somewhere around here, and these animals did have full reign around the base, which was generating a lot of filth, which is just extra stuff to clean when it's not really necessary. So I've moved them outside and I've adjusted their allowable area, so they should now no longer head inside the base. Also put down a relatively small food storage stockpile outside, and this is mainly for the animals to eat from, so they don't wander through here and access our main supply. Obviously we've got plenty on hand, so we can afford to drop a few off over here just to keep the animals nice and fed. Luckily the jungleisk is a omnivore, so it will eat vegetables and vegetarian foodstuffs, so we can keep that fed quite nicely. There's been no further raids off camera, which is obviously always a good thing. I've set up a large mining order here to get some marble, and I've also reduced the size of this stockpile here because we had far too much down here, and our colonists were having to walk all that way just to get some steel. And I noticed it especially when they were putting down this steel floor in here. Lastly, we've got 2 prison cells, and we've got 2 more earmarked for construction up here, so we can start capturing more people to imprison, and then we can either enslave them or we could torture them. We could do whatever we want with them, really. Obviously if they're a decent candidate, then we will just recruit them into the colony. Okay, so that's everything I think that has changed, or all the major changes anyway. So let's crack on and see what Randy Random has for us today. Oh, we have a trader out here. I did not realise they were there. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and see what they have to offer. Anybody who's awake with a decent social skill? No, not really, so we're going to have to disturb Garcia, although she is pretty much fully rested. Oh no, these aren't traders, these are requiring some medicine as part of a quest. We will grant them some medicine. We have plenty on hand. We've got 25 and 17 here, and we have 50 in the hospital. So we'll grant them a bit of charity. There we go. What's happening here? Okay, a jungleist just attacked one of them. That's unfortunate. But never mind. In terms of future plans, what I would like to do pretty soon... Oh. The travellers who were seeking your charity have been betrayed. Does that mean they are now hostile? Indeed they are. Well... Oh, I think what's happened is the Junglisks have attacked them, and that's sent them hostile. So they now class us as their betrayers, which is unfortunate, but that's part and parcel of life in the jungle, I suppose. Now, as I was saying, one thing I would like to try and set up in the near future, perhaps not this episode, is to build some sort of walled area here. Nothing too extravagant or too big. Basically, I just want an extra line of defence so this door is not exposed to any raiding parties. As we've seen previously, the raiding parties do make a beeline for this door. I'd also like to do something with this, although that's going to be a little more difficult to achieve. Because, I mean, aside from putting extra bridges and walls in here, there's not much we can do to block off that avenue of access. I may also remove this door and replace it with a steel wall section. That would mean this is the only entrance in and out of the compound, but that remains to be seen. So let's see what today brings us, shall we? Or this episode brings us. Oh, yes. Before we do that, one final thing. We did research noble apparel, and we are now into the industrial tech era. As we can see, we've hit the 68% threshold to advance into the next level. That means we can now get electricity without it being ridiculously cost prohibitive. So that's going to be our research there. I didn't want to set that off camera because I didn't want to risk unlocking something as vital as electricity off camera, as strange as that may be. Okay, we've got a bit of a fire down here, but I think the rain's going to take care of that on our behalf, so I'm not going to concern myself with that too deeply. Right, as you can see, we can almost attempt another conversion attempt on Garcia. In fact, just half an hour and we'll be able to try that once more. There we go. Now the question is, do we want to do it this way via the interaction that Leslie has available due to her position in the religion, or should we try it down here? Let's see. So speak... Oh, you can do it this... Oh, it would be Leslie anyway. Right, this has an expected quality of 54%. And at that level, here are the possible outcomes and their weighted chance. So it could be terrible, just under 8%. Ineffective, just under a quarter. Effective would be just over half. And masterful would be 17% chance. Is there any... Oh, if we boost up the room impressiveness before we do it, we might be able to get some extra points here, which is obviously going to impact these and drag these up and reduce these. So maybe we'll do that first of all. So what we want to do then, while it's still paused, I'm going to construct a nice entrance here, like so. So if we use... We'll use a slate... Oh, we can't put a slate wall down there, unfortunately. Well, we could put one like this, as strange as that would be. And we'll have a slate door as well. We'll save our steel reserves. And I think what we'll do as well is we shall expand this area out to make it a little bit larger. So we want to mine away this. And we'll just basically just square it off a little, sort of like that. I think will be fine. We're going to want some torches in here as well, so a few torch lamps. We don't have any wood stored, as we can see, so we're going to have to set up a harvesting order for that, which we shall do immediately. Chop wood, get all of that, and get whatever you can from there as well. In fact, you may as well get them, since we're going to open this area up a little bit. And what we'll also do, given that we have Marulo as a member of the colony now, who is a pretty decent artist, we may create some sculptures to put in here, and that should boost the room rating. we should have enough slate on hand for all of this. I think, yes, more than enough. So what we'll do is we don't want the stone cutters table, we want the wooden art bench. And let us construct, how many blocks do we actually have? Let's have a look here. 542. Right, shall we make undivided form? Or should we go for... No, we'll go for undivided form. Why the heck not? And we'll just adjust this so it only uses the stone blocks that we're interested in, which would be slate. Yes, that's fine. Perfect. So Marulo, I want you to prioritise the sculpting work, because we want to get this done as quick as we can. Oh, a couple of mad gorillas have joined the map, but I think we're going to be pretty well protected. They may come down here and trip a trap or two, but that's okay. They can't get any further than that. And in fact, just to ensure that, we will disallow use of that door. That one's already disallowed anyway. Right, given that we're going to have to do a bit of improvements on this room, and that's going to take several days, especially this sculpture over here. In the meantime, what we'll do is we'll just have Leslie go ahead and do a manual attempt via the social perhaps not doing it when she's on the toilet, however, but never mind. We have dropped her certainty down to 10%, so I think one more will be enough. And given the fact we've not done it this way before, we will utilise this ritual here, that's the word I'm looking for. Okay, we have our next raid, and this is from the Red Bush people. They are attacking immediately. How many are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, but they are only tribal, and it looks like they're armed with just melee weaponry. So if we do have to head out and take them on manually, I think we're going to have the advantage here. Given that we have 2 prison cells available, we could capture any that we manage to down. Now let's see what option they take in terms of entrance to our base. Because this was open when they first joined the map, perhaps their pathfinding will take this way, and it looks like they're going to, all of them. There's one down. Oh no. So 1 is breaking through this way, and 2 are heading this way. Very well. What we shall do is, who are our best combatants? Python has a shooting skill of 7. 7, 3, 11, so Garcia and Python so far. Garcia and Sanford. Garcia... Ooh, do we really want to equip our slave with a gun? Perhaps not. Okay, so Garcia and Sanford are going to be drafted at this point. And we're going to have them form a defensive line just here. Now... we have to keep an eye on... Oh no, the other attacker has instead opted to follow his comrades up this way. That's fair enough. I don't think anybody's heading up the waterway. No, they're not. So all of them are in a bunch together. That's fine. Here we go. They're closing in now. Let's see how our 2 colonists handle this. How many headshots can one person survive? Riser, since you're here, you may as well be drafted and join the fight. Okay, they are now fleeing. I think we'll take the opportunity to attempt to down one of them. If we kill them, so be it. If we could capture one of them alive, that would be quite nice. Okay, just one left. So far, the 4 casualties have all been killed. Okay, so we've killed them all. Never mind. Well, what we'll do then, we'll allow access to some of the more valuable items they were carrying, which in this instance is the jade. And we'll haul that back urgently. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. And Sanford, you haul the jade for me. Garcia and Riser are returning to base. Once Sanford gets through here, what we're going to do is once again lock this door. Did this one down here have anything of interest? No, they did not. Okay, Sanford's through. We can disallow use of that door. But we will open up this one so somebody can come down at their convenience and reset this trap and possibly bury the corpse that we have here. Now, we could do a post-mortem and harvest some organs, but as I said previously, I think it was in the last episode, given the fact we don't have any air conditioning or freezing, or any way to freeze the organs that we harvest, they would deteriorate pretty quickly and there's a chance they would go to waste. So we'll not do that this time around. But it's certainly something we want to start doing in the future, when we have the ability to put them on ice, shall we say. Okay, an immediate raid following the first one. What do we have this time? We have 2 melee combatants to the south of the map, and it looks like they've split into 2 parties, and we have some coming from the north. For the first time, we have one coming up here. They are only a melee combatant. I think what we're going to do is we're going to quickly mine that out. And Python, I want you to prioritize mining that for me. Or is Sanford going to do it? Sanford, no, you're not assigned to, never mind. Oh. Okay, never mind. That's that one taken care of on our behalf, thanks to the Jaguar that's lurking up here. So that's one of the raiders down, without any intervention from ourselves. Okay, so we still have the other 2 raiders to contend with at some point in the near future, so we want to be careful about those. And I think what we'll do is when they start their attack, we'll get everybody drafted to come and form a defensive line. Okay, Larden is hiding in his room. Well, that's fine. Python, can you prioritize working on the steel door for me, please? We don't want to leave this open to anybody who tries to wander in, such as the Jaguar, who is actually bleeding out, obviously thanks to the injury sustained as it attacked the raider. Right, what I think we'll do now is, because we know we're about to get attacked pretty soon. In fact, Marula, before we do anything, you need to arm yourself with a better weapon. Go for the... Yeah, go for the light SMG. There we go. Right, and now we're going to get these guys drafted. We'll take all of them. And we're going to... Where are the raiding parts? So they're likely to come from the south. So let's get them all drafted here. Bring them down to the front lines. Here they come now. Let's see which way the raiders are going to come through or attempt to breach. It looks like they're coming from the southernmost wall. So what we'll do is we'll get into some sort of defensive formation over here. Okay, they're just going to start a fire, which immediately gets put out. Oh, okay, so... He set a fire and then decided to run round and got killed by a spike trap. Well, that wasn't too difficult, was it? So let's undraft everybody. They can go about their business. Sadly, we had no survivors again, so no prisoners this time around. We have a major break risk. Who's that? That would be Garcia. What's her problem? Problem. That's a great way to say that word. Oh, you're jealous of Leslie's bedroom. That's because she's had a few walls smoothed out and you haven't. Oh, well, you have to suck it up, Buttercup. We're getting round to it as and when we can. Right, why is nobody harvesting this wood? We have people set to plant cut, and we have them set to high priority, or reasonably high priority. Please get over here and do it. We have no torches burning, we have no wood. We have no... we've got nothing in our stove. We're going to run out of food soon, so stop pissing about. So, shall we prioritise the harvesting for a bit, please, lads? That might be a nice idea. No, oh god, it's just all going wrong today. 2 raids, 2 mental breakdowns. Luckily, nothing too critical, just a sad wander and a hiding room, but that's still something we could do without, let's be honest. Okay, so Sanford has made a start on the wood harvesting order, which is good. We need the wood for fuel. Without that, we're not going to get much done at all. Python is no longer wandering in sadness, so that didn't take long. It didn't last too long, which is great. However, we've got Now mental break risk on Sanford, and what is Sanford's issue? Well, yes, we need to convert you away from your ideology to get rid of that negative 18, and unfortunately there's little we can do about your lover weasel dying. That's just going to have to be tended to through the natural mourning process. Alright, so a couple of days have passed, and the temple has been excavated a little more. The torch has been put up, and we can now attempt a conversion ritual if we so desired. So let's click it here and see if what it looks like is going to happen. Get your words out. Shall we give it a go this way? Yes. Begin. So let's watch. Shall we just get everybody down here? They have a little clean up first. Here we go. Leslie talked about the meaning of life. Well, we know that's 42. Explain fear and safety. Just busy sweeping in the background there. The moral structure of the universe. Let's just increase it a little bit. It's just various bits of chat going on. There's a progress bar here. Oh. Ah, bugger. Well, never mind, it was worth a go. Next time we'll just do it the old-fashioned way of social interaction, unless we can get this properly finished off beforehand, of course. How much work we've got left on this? 815. So we are getting, well, making some progress on the old sculpture there, is Marulo. Oh, you're visiting the grave of the person you never even met. Well, at least you're paying your respects, my friend. Sanford is pigging out on food. Oh, great. Nothing we can do about that unless we get Garcia to come calm him down. Yep, successful, so no wasted food there. Just put down a work order here, as you can see, to kit out the temple with some carpet, which should help boost the rating of the room. And we're going to use, well, apparently using green carpet. I thought I'd selected red, but never mind. Carpet's carpet, I suppose. It's not really going to make much difference. The excavation is nearly finished, and this is quite nicely topped up our slate chunk supply, which is good because we have used a lot of our reserves of slate as of late, and I would like to have some available for some extra defensive structures. However, if we do have any granite available on the map, that would be even better, but I'm not sure if we do. I think it's just slate and marble with the looks of it. So far, that's all I'm seeing. Okay, we've got some granite, but it's in this cave system down here. As we can see, however, the infestations in these caves have disappeared, so it is relatively safe to go in there. These ones haven't. As we can see, they've still got their colony just there. And other than that, everything else in the nearby area is all slate. So at some point we will go and start mining out the granite that's in the cave system. That will be quite useful. But for now we can make do with slate. Slate's not too bad, I don't think. I mean, we have a massive abundance of it, so we would be foolish to not make use of it, let's be honest. All the trees that we selected to be chopped down have now been chopped away, which now frees up Sanford and Riser to do a bit of research, which is good because we are quite close to unlocking electricity. And once we do that, that is going to be a bit of a game changer for us. At the moment, our slave, his workday is occupied a lot of the time by just refueling these torch lamps. Traitor, okay. So we can capture him if we want to. Right, never mind then. Garcia. Let's get everybody up, except, of course, for Larden. Into the hallway. In fact, get across there. I now regret arming him with the SMG, but I think we've got enough firepower here to deal with him. Just move over, everybody. Let's hold this door open. Get somebody to trigger the door and then head out here. That's it, pour it on. Did he die? Yes, he did. That's unfortunate. That's another one biting the dust, although obviously he wasn't a fully fledged colonist, was he? He was obviously a traitor and he'd had that planned for some time, clearly. However, he is a member of our ideology, I believe. Yes, so we will pay him, well, we'll pay respects to his religion by interring him in our temple. Or shall we? No, we're going to dump him out for the spiders. The spiders can have him. What's this? Quest activity diplomacy. We'll leave that for now. Everybody's gone back to their business, as we can see. So yes, what we're going to do, we're going to allow use of that door. How hungry is everybody down here? They should be okay. There's plenty of food nearby. And I'm just going to put down a very, very small dumping stockpile. Just there. And we're going to allow corpses to be dumped here. Where's the stockpile? There it is. This will be critical. And this will only be for corpses. And it will only be for human-like corpses. And then, Garcia, you should now be able to haul Marulo. There we go. So yes, there were some hungry spiders about, but we are safely back inside, and we've refinished. We've researched electricity. That's really, really good. That is a real game changer. So what do we want to go for next? Let's go for batteries and then air conditioning, I think. And on that very positive note, I think we'll end this episode here today. It's been an interesting one. A couple of raids, a betrayal. We've almost, well, we could have converted Garcia, but we fluffed our chances, so that was a shame, but never mind. And we've done a bit of expansion as well. So all that remains for me to say is, as always, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care of yourselves. Ta-ta for now.